Hello everyone. We will deliver the news that became a hot topic on July 21, 2023. Britain says it was regrettable that the EU called the Falklands by Argentina's preferred name. Associated Press. The British government said Thursday that the European Union made a regrettable choice of words when it referred to the UK-run Falkland Islands as the Malvinas, the name preferred by Argentina. It was seen by some in the UK as a snub to Britain, which left the EU in 2020 and was not at the summit to make its case. Max Blaine, spokesman for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, said EU officials had since clarified their position. Below are your comments. The irony here is that Argentine population is probably a little bit more European than Britain. Yet all the commentary about this dispute makes it sound like a European power is sticking it to an indigenous Latin American country. The indigenous population of Argentina was genocided long ago, and it would have been entirely unacceptable for the EU to question the islanders' right to decide their own future. I wonder what the Irish and Scots think of that one. The Falklands are 300 miles from Argentina and have been a British possession for over 200 years. The people on the islands are Brits, speak English and have no desire to part of the dysfunctional nation of Argentina. If the Argies won a rematch, I'm sure the Brits would be willing to show them the end. I think Mrs. Thatcher and the Brits settle this issue with the junta who ruled Argentina at the time. Next news. Video shows dramatic face-off between police. People inside Las Vegas home connected to Tupac's murder. The Root. Recent news shows that new life has been given to the investigation of Tupac Shakur's tragic 1996 bleep. Below are your comments. Seems like there's a lot of unsolved bleep from the 90s. What in the world took them so long? Every account of the bleep has been in every hip-hop magazine since the early 2000s. What difference does it make now? The names of the people in the shooter's car have been in detail. Every detail of the bleep has been in the magazines. What mystery is there? Tupac was and will always be the greatest rapper of all time. Lyrics, vocals, personal charisma, authenticity. He had it all. Horrible he died at just 25. Thank you LVPD for following up. Civil rights lawyer Benjamin Crump actually did a series a couple years ago about who bleeped Tupac. I see the thug life tattoo. Next news. Ohio conservatives, afraid of losing abortion referendum, try to make it about trans panic. Jezebel. Right-wing organizations in Ohio are trying their best to tank the abortion rights constitutional amendment that's on the ballot in November. Their latest tactic? Link the language of the referendum, which would protect abortion rights, to the conservative boogeyman du jour, demonizing trans people. Below are your comments. Here in Michigan, it was shocking how dishonest the forced birth crowd was in their advertisements against our own abortion rights constitutional amendment. They lied in their TV ads, and when it looked in the final weeks that they would lose, they started a blitz of ads telling voters that if they know they can only win by cheating. Without gerrymandering, there would be no GOP in most states. The same rubbish tried to take root in Kansas. Remember the referendum? Voters made their will heard. Except it didn't align with the GOP. Not sure where that stands, but heard the legislature voted it down. Is it any wonder voters don't feel heard? Next news. Missouri Supreme Court orders the GOP Attorney General to stand down and fight over abortion costs. Associated Press. The Missouri Supreme Court on Thursday ordered the Republican Attorney General to stand down and allow an initiative petition to legalize abortion in the state to move forward. Supreme Court judges unanimously affirmed a lower court's decision that Attorney General Andrew Bailey must approve the cost estimate provided by the auditor. Despite Bailey's insistence that the cost to taxpayers of restoring abortion rights could be as much as 1 million times higher than what the auditor found. Because Bailey refused to approve Republican Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick's cost estimate, the Secretary of State has not been able to give the amendment his stamp of approval that is needed for supporters to begin gathering voter signatures to put it on the ballot in 2024. Below are your comments. A Republican that wanted another Republican to lie for him so he could get what he wanted. Where have I seen that one before? You stay classy. GQP. Bailey's insistence that the cost to taxpayers of restoring abortion rights could be as much as 1 million times higher than what the auditor found. This inept GOPer provides the evidence that proves his own incompetence. Does he not realize that 1 million times anything amounts to? Instead the cost shouldn't matter. If the people want to make it a state constitutional law, then so be it. They shouldn't have listened to the fake Christian whining about the issue and banned it in the first place. So much for the party turned cult and their lies about wanting small government and keep Republicans in power believe they can just roughshod over everyone. Thank God not all federal court justices are MAGA cultists and actually do adjudicate based on constitutional guidelines. Next news. Rep. Robert Garcia's take on Marjorie Taylor Greene's Hunter Biden nude stunt is crude perfection. HuffPost. The Democrat coarsely called out the Republicans' failure to present proof of their Biden family accusations. Below are your comments. It's time to move on from the Hunter thing. It's done. Over whether anyone agrees or disagrees with the outcome, there are way more important things to address in this country, i.e., healthcare, transportation, energy, inflation, food supplies and clean water, to mention a few. Hunter Biden has already moved on, and the double jeopardy clause makes it clear that he cannot be tried again in this matter. Now they are investigating the prosecutors involved. Lol. What Hunter's pictures have to do with the Justice Department's handling of the case is anybody's guess. Hunter Biden is a private citizen and has nothing to do with nothing. What a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. This is not about a troubled person. Hunter Biden. The stunt amply shows the character of Greene. Her performance at the last State of the Union address was similarly indicative of her moral bearings. Her presence in the House is a sad reflection on the voters that elected her. Evidence? We have tons of evidence. More evidence than anybody's ever seen before in the history of the country. We'll show it when the time is right. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.